Hi, and welcome to the Bates Motel. I know what you're thinking, but this is not that Bates Motel. That Bates Motel, the one where all the murders took place just a few weeks ago, the one where all of that nastiness happened that you've been reading about in the newspapers lately. You see, that Bates Motel was owned and operated by my brother, Norman. The good one. This Bates Motel is owned and operated by me, Nathan, and I'm really quite nice. And you are very nice too, and here's how I know. You're not even really here. You're just all the voices in my head that I talk to when I'm feeling lonely. And you know everything I just explained to you because you've heard me say it 1,000 times, and you let me do it anyway. You know, voices in my head, how you always like to tell me to do things? Well, I know it must be very frustrating for you to be quiet for so long right now. So why don't we just let you speak? I'll tell you what, on the count of 3, why don't you just, since it's Halloween tomorrow, why don't you shout out what I should dress up as for Halloween? 1, 2, 3! Which I think I'll be all of those. How about tonight for dinner? On the count of 3, what should I have for dinner? 1, 2, 3!
Brains!
I could use some. You know what I like most about owning and operating a motel, voices in my head? It's staring out of this window right here and looking at all the wonderful people as they walk down the street in front of our motel. Why don't you just look at them with me, voices? Aren't they marvelous? You know, voices in my head, I just have a feeling that one of these people is going to stop and become a guest in our motel this evening. Take a look at them. Why don't you tell me, since you're so good at guessing, which one you think is going to stop and check into our motel? You could call out what they're wearing or where they're standing. Who do you think it is, voices?
All of them.
It's that one there. But of course we don't know for sure. After all, it was only a guess. Oh, look, you were right. My, isn't she an attractive woman? You know what, voices in my head? I'm sure an attractive, interesting woman like that would have an unusual and interesting reason for checking into our motel. What do you think it is, voices in my head? What interesting and unusual reason would this woman have for checking into our motel tonight?
Her bird died. Her bird died.
Her bird died.
Yeah.
We happen to have another one for her here. Well, I don't know, voices in my head. You're usually pretty intuitive about things like this, but honestly, her bird died. I doubt if that's going to be the reason. Well, there's only one way to find out. And welcome to the Bates Motel, Mrs. Hopkins. I hope you enjoy the suite. It's the largest one we have.
It's lovely. I'm sure it'll do just fine.
Mrs. Hopkins, I just have to know, why did you check into our hotel this evening?
My bird died!
I'm so sorry. Good guess, voices in mine.
Mr. Bates, was it?
Yes, you can call me Nathan. I like when people call me Nathan.
Nathan, please, can you remove this dead bird from my room? It's quite upsetting to me, given my situation.
This is Skipper. Skipper is not dead. He's just sleeping. He's been like that for a few weeks now. He must be very tired. I'm sorry, I can't remove Skipper from the room. None of the other rooms are large enough to accommodate him.
Well, I know my little birdie, Freddie, slept best in the dark. Do you mind?
Not at all. Why don't you tell me about Freddie? I'm always very interested in hearing about the pets of others.
Little Freddie was not just my pet, but Freddie was my best friend. I had him since he was a little baby bird, when he crashed into my window when I was driving. I rolled down the window, and he fell in. But he wasn't dead, no, far from it. He was a beautiful little baby. I nursed him myself. Not that way, but... Ever since then, he was like my son/best friend.
Isn't that pathetic?
Well, I don't think so. I think it was a lovely relationship. And when it was all too tragic how he died.
How did he die?
He was murdered.
Murder?
Yes.
Who on earth do you think would murder a bird?
Oh, if only I knew. You see, the suspects are numerous, Mr. Bates. Nathan, excuse me. There's my estranged husband, who always felt a little jealous of Freddie. Ridiculous man that he can be.
Well, you did nurse the bird.
Yes, I also slept with the bird. The bird didn't snore, unlike Henry. And then, oh, my friend Doris. Always jealous of me, Doris. She always wanted to be my best friend. And she is my best human friend.
And then, of course, there's one other suspect, isn't there? Perhaps one that you don't like to think about. It's possible that in a strange, somnambulous state, you killed that bird yourself.
Well, why would you say such a horrible thing? I'm not a sleepwalker. Usually.
Well, of course, you wouldn't know if you were. I'm only saying that I've had several pets killed after what I assumed was a peaceful night's sleep. But that's just me, and possibly you.
I'm sorry, Nathan, this is making me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, let me come closer.
I see some alcohol over there. I suddenly seem to need some.
Yes, you're welcome to have anything you like. In fact, I'll take a moment and take your suitcase and everything and bring it back into the bedroom for you.
Thank you. Well, I think your awful theory about me sleepwalking and killing my own dear pet is ridiculous, and I I'm just not going to think about it anymore.
Is it possible, Mrs. Hopkins, that your strange attachment to your pet stems from the fact that you have a difficult time relating to human beings?
Why are you analyzing me, Nathan?
You're the only guest in the motel.
Well, I don't appreciate it. I'm a woman in mourning, and, well, accusing me of murder is not helping my situation.
And yet you're happy to sit here and accuse your husband and your best friend. Don't you find that odd that the two people who should be closest to you and give you the most solace and comfort are the two people you suspect the most of destroying that which you love more than all?
Well, I'm not happy about it. I guess I do have a problem with people. I do seem to be better to feathered and furry things. But I'm a good person. And I don't deserve to have a murdered bird.
Well, one thing I've noticed about the guests who stay at the motel is that they often find the answers to deep mysteries from which they're fleeing. Maybe your stay here will help you discover the secret to who killed your bird. Your husband, your best friend, or you.
But I certainly hope I figure it out.
I'm afraid I need to leave for a while. I'll let you get settled in. If you'd like, you can tell the rest of your troubles to Skipper.
Are you purposely cruel?
I am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When you check out on Sunday, it's at 11.
Oh, Joni, it's me, Doris, your best friend, and your husband, Henry.
Why, how lovely to see you.
We came to console you.
Come on in.
I'm so desperately sorry about the bird dying. So sorry.
Why, thank you for your very genuine sympathy.
Yes, and now that you'll have more free time, I hope we can spend more time together.
I'm sure you do. Doris, I just have to ask you, do you know how Freddie passed?
Why, no, I don't. Didn't you see anything? You were so tired last night. You seemed so disturbed before you went to bed.
Well, maybe it's because I had a premonition. I knew something was going to be horribly wrong when I walked into my bedroom, and there was poor Freddie with a little noose around his feathered neck, laying on my pillow, with a drop of blood coming down his beak, and the tiniest of knives next to it. Wouldn't you be upset?
Darling, suicide is a rather serious thing.
No!
It's true, maybe the bird just couldn't stand your company anymore.
You really think that your company is...
Look, Henry and
Freddie
I
wouldn't kill himself! He was a happy bird!
Henry and I have been spending long hours together discussing the matter. We think it's better that you're separated from this bird. It wasn't a healthy, dependent relationship.
Very unhealthy.
Yes.
Rather oddly, well, not even oddly, extremely strange, my darling. You had paid more attention to that bird than you do of your own family and friends. Why is it?
Because Freddie loved me unconditionally.
I do too. We do.
Do you really expect me to believe that? You love me unconditionally?
She's insane.
I've heard of this. I saw it in a movie. It's called gaslighting. That's what you're doing to me. You're trying to make me seem crazy because I loved a bird. But no, I'm not crazy. And I didn't drive my bird to suicide. I think it was one of you.
Preposterous.
We didn't drive it to suicide. It was you.
In some somnambulistic state of yours,
What did you say?
you sleepwalk, darling.
Oh.
Yes, Henry and I have been spending much time together. In each other's company, so disturbed for you.
Yes.
Doris, are you massaging my husband's shoulder?
Someone needs to.
Oh, so that's it. Not only have you probably murdered my bird, but the two of you you're good friends, aren't you?
And look, this bird couldn't stand to be alive in front of you either.
I can't take this anymore.
Listen, we must just come out and tell her. We've been sleeping with each other.
No, we haven't. We don't even sleep in the same
No.
bed.
We have.
We have.
We still care about you so, my darling. We just want your blessing.
Wait, you kill my bird, you take my husband, and you want my blessing?
I didn't kill the bird, but yes to those other things.
Both of you.
Listen,
Get out of here!
I have divorce papers drawn up.
Okay. We have been estranged, and you haven't been that good of a best friend, but it's still a terrible thing to do. I'll buy another bird. Well, I hope you two will be very happy.
We will. Do you mind if I pour myself a drink?
Yes, don't do it.
I'll take one too, darling.
How about 3?
Yes.
A toast.
A toast to new beginnings.
To new beginnings.
Well, how about this? A toast to the unhappiness and quick demise of the two of you. Long live Freddie. Now, since you two don't seem to want to leave, I'm retiring to my bedroom and taking a nap. I hate you both.
Well, that went quite smooth.
Perfectly. It seems that we have her blessing.
We do. She took the divorce papers rather quickly.
Yes.
That should keep her out of our way, darling. I was almost worried that we'd have to put a noose around her neck.
Yes. And I think that we really have gotten in her head. I think she's starting to believe that that poor bird did kill itself because of her horrible company.
And of course, those divorce papers, was just money. But when we prove and help her become fully realized of her own insanity, then I will have full rights to her entire estate and wealth.
Yes.
And we can
And then
finally be together.
that bird knew too much. And now, if we can get rid of her, the last person to know too much will be gone as well.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Pardon me, but what's your name?
My name is Doris.
Ah, there's a phone call for you at the desk.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know anybody knew I was here.
I'm Henry.
Yes, I know. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You know.
I'm thinking I can kill this one. I can, you know. All I have to do is kill him with this knife here. And yet, you want me to kill him with the newspaper? Yes.
No, the carrot.
I've never killed anybody with a newspaper before. But he is a bit of a heel. I mean, the world would be better off without him. And it has been some time since I've killed anybody. And yet I am so trying to be good. It's so hard to keep a 5-star rating with murders in the motel. I know what we'll do. We'll give him a fighting chance. I have a wonderful idea. I don't want to think this while he's in the room. I might get so excited and blurt it out and spoil everything. Oh, if only he would leave of his own accord temporarily and then come back.
I'm going to go check into my own room at a different place, but thank you.
How fortunate. I'll just watch to make sure that he's far away. All the way outside of the hotel. Far into the parking lot and out of earshot. Oh, good, he is. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll come up with a word. The death word. And when he returns, I'll continue my conversation with him. If he says the word, I'll kill him. First with this knife, and then finish the job with the news. Well, let's see. Since he just divorced his wife and has a new relationship, what is a word that somebody would hear a lot after going through a divorce trial?
Bird.
Bees!
Money.
Frenzy.
Lawyer. Divorce. Money. Attorney.
Attorney. The death word. It's just fun saying death word. The death word. Even the second time that was fun. Is attorney. My goodness, I hope he comes back soon. I don't know why he won't. Oh my goodness, he is. What a lucky night for us voices in my head.
All the other motels and hotels are booked. Looks like I'll have to find a room here.
Oh, I have several rooms left. Forgive me, sir, I realize I stumbled in on you without as much as a by your leave, and I spoke to you in a brusque manner. I'm very sorry.
That's all right.
Please, what is your name?
Henry,
Henry. I'm Nathan.
pleasure.
The pleasure, sir, is mine.